But again, there's a fine line between being pampered and being protective, and they go hand in hand.
Completely rebellious. Now I am like, if you say me something to do, I'll try and do ulta of that.
You say
So
A,
they kind,
you want to say Z.
yeah, yeah. Mm.
I can't tell that to anyone. I have to just sit alone. And if it's a very.
Did not consider impacting and all. They are like kids ko kuch nahi hota. The whole. Hello and welcome to Virtually Unfiltered. I am Prajwal Chatra.
I'm Kaveri.
And today we are trying to find out why me and Kaveri have so much different personalities. I like sweet, she likes salt. I like comedy, she like gory horror stuff. So, like, we are not experts to go deeper dive into the subject and understand why it could be. But my thing is like, okay, the way we grew up, how we grew up, has it shaped our personality a little bit? So
Yes.
yeah, we are sounding like
Like
child
psychologists.
psychologists, but no. So basically, we are trying to understand how we grew up with respect to well, what do I mean by that is I grew up with my siblings. So I have an elder brother and an elder sister. Kaveri is a single child with all
Yeah.
the privileges of life. So there you go.
Yes.
So we are starting, yeah, like that's the whole topic we are trying to understand and deep diver into today. So I'm sounding very professional. So yeah.
Yes.
So okay, how exactly was your childhood look like? Was it very chaotic? How exactly was your home? Like if you have to take one day in your home, which you can very fondly remember of, like from your childhood days, how do
Mm.
you define it? What's your memory of a one normal day in your life when you're growing up?
I think I would say very organized and with a proper routine. And that's where I'm trying to get back to someday in my life. But there was
Mm.
routines and it was a little monotonous sometimes. Of course, same thing, mundane things that happen. But in general, it's like, you go to school, come back, and then you like, I'll complain about the day to my parents. And once that is done, then sit and do homework or whatever, study. So then that goes on. Then for lunch, sorry, dinner, we all sit together, talk about stuff, watch some TV. Then, yeah, pretty much I used to sleep very early. The most annoying fact
Oh.
about being a kid. So,
Oh.
yeah, then I used to sleep early. So pretty much it was defined. Of course, I think I forgot to mention, I used to go to play also. So that was also there. So
Mm.
it was like I knew what I would do for the rest of the day. I hope that
So
makes sense. Yeah.
yeah, what is like, was it a very, like you said, when you organized, but very silent home and like it's not very, no kids is like, you are the only kid, like where there were a lot of shouting happening or nothing. You do not have those kind of things. So
So that
yeah,
happened
welcome
only
Prajwal
after
Sat.
Ginger came into my life, pretty much. Till then,
Yeah,
no.
that's much later, right? Yeah.
Yes, yes, very much later. Yes.
So then I enter the chat with my brother and a sister. So we had a very chaotic house. I am like, I don't know how the hell my mom managed. Even though we have a lot of gap between my brother and myself. He's like 7 years older to me. But I think when he was seven, I came in. So seven is the time when kids are very, very naughty and stuff like that. So I
Correct,
think
correct.
we had a very chaotic home. Little bit
Mm.
organizing. Obviously, we get up, go to school, and then come back and fight and do go play, come back, have food and fight.
So
So
fight was a
it's
part
like
of your routine every
yeah,
day.
fight was. I think I don't remember a lot of days where we haven't fought actually. Like so
Oh.
it was a very especially I think my brother always used to fight with me because we couldn't physically hit my sister. So that was one rule which my father had said like you cannot hit a sister, but I have hit her. I think my
Uh,
brother couldn't because he's an elder brother. So
uh,
he
you're
couldn't
the
hit,
younger one,
but
so you were forgiven.
used to hit me. I used to hit my sister. So we had that cycle.
Uh,
So yeah,
uh-huh.
it was a very chaotic house, and I think most of my childhood I remember fighting with my siblings. So we always
Oh.
had fights, and even now we sometimes fight, but now it doesn't turn into physical ones. But yeah,
Yeah.
it was a very chaotic and a very I don't know, very stressful home for my mother. I feel like I think she would
Yeah.
be like once you send them off to school, ah, let me
You can take a
relax, let
breath.
me
Yeah.
yeah, let me take a breath. But I think, yeah, it was not very, very organized as per my memory. I don't think so. We were very, very organized. Somehow we get through the days what My mom's agenda was somehow they finish their things and then they get through the day. So yeah.
No. Okay, total opposites. I can't even relate to what that kind of a life
No, I
was.
think now we can
Yeah.
actually see that why we are very different in terms of where we are. But again, so for me, I am the youngest child.
Yeah.
I get little privileges of being the youngest. It's like being
Mm.
alone only because you don't
Yeah.
really get stopped to do a lot of things. You are like a only, you get all the little privileges of the only child also. So
Mm.
you get what you want also when from parents because you are the youngest one. You get little more pampered compared to the one. That kind of happens with the single child also is what I because you are the only one. All the pamperedness come to
Yes,
you.
yes, of course.
Yeah, for me also it was coming, and I also struggle a little bit with sharing. I am not very good with sharing. So normally when once you grow up with siblings, I think it's easy
It's
because
normal.
since
Yeah.
it's there, it should be like that. But I am not very comfortable with sharing. I struggled after moving out of the home and I stayed with my friends and all. The whole concept of sharing was very alien to me. I was like, why will I give my stuff to you? Like,
This is very
what the hell? What
strange
is?
though. This is not
Yeah,
normal,
that's
no?
what I think.
Yeah.
No, but I feel this when you talk to a youngest child in normal situations, this is a situation. Like this is
Ah,
how it
okay.
is. If you
Mm-hmm.
talk to an older child, I think this episode, if you do it with a younger child, middle child, and over child, the perspectives will
Mm-hmm.
be completely different.
Different, of
My
course. Yeah,
sister will
yeah.
be like, I am completely neglected. I was
Mm.
not taken care. I was not loved. She will
Yeah,
come with that angle of.
that's true.
Whereas
Yeah,
my
yeah.
brother was like, I am the
All
sacrifice.
responsibilities. Yeah.
ತೇದ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ ನನ್ನ ಜೀವನನ ಮನೆಗೋಸ್ಕರ ತೇದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು he'll come with that angle.
Yeah.
I'm like a single child in terms of pampered, like uh, so now taking that pampered angle, how much were you pampered? So at that point in time, did you ever want a sibling? Did you have this concept of, oh, you could also have a sibling, or there should be also someone with you? Did you ever feel like that when you are growing up?
Yes. I always wanted a sibling. First thing is, I have always wanted a sibling because when you say siblings, like fighting, whatever, it doesn't matter, like the love between siblings or fighting. I always wanted to experience that because I don't even understand that concept. Like, especially like, friends in school, they used to say, oh, my sister is like this. But still, you can know they love them so much. I'm like, I don't
No, no.
understand this.
Sorry to cut you off. Love comes much later in life. When they are said my sister is like this when they are young, I think they are
Haha,
saying it
correct.
very,
It's
very
OT hit.
religiously, like they are worst. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
No, I think
Continue.
even in college, like few of my friends, they have like younger siblings. So they used to say, "Oh, she or he is in this class now." I feel old because they have only become so big. Now I feel like, oh, my kid has also grown up, and we are actually best friends now. So all those things, it's like I am willing to give the world to them. All of those, I was like, I don't understand this concept at all. So first thing is yes, of course I wanted siblings, but even when it came to like pampered, of course I was very, very, very pampered for sure. Like if some people will say I was born with a silver spoon, that level of pampering I got for sure. But again, there's a fine line between being pampered and being protective, and they go hand in hand. So sometimes
Correct.
out of pampering, it goes into being protected. So as a single child, I think a lot of kids who have siblings, I've noticed at least one of them can be a rebel. But that can never happen when you
Correct.
are a single child. Either you're a rebel
Hmm.
or you are completely like, okay, I'll do whatever they
Hmm.
say. Let me not, go against their wants or whatever. So I have been the second one. I never used to rebel. Now, yeah, my mom, my papa, I feel. So I brought out all the rebellious attitude which I should have had when I was a kid and in college now as an adult.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think that's where when sometimes because till 12th grade, I never went out with friends. Like I could play in the apartment, but I couldn't go out or chill or like, usually you go out with friends to some, I don't know, whatever, to cafes, restaurants, whatever which you used to do. Till 12th, I never got to do. But post that, like when I came to college, I could do whatever. But the problem that happened because of that is I was so used to not being able to go out much that when they let me to do whatever, I didn't know how to use it.
Correct.
So
Correct.
yeah,
Correct.
that's where like yeah, it's I would say especially because I'm a girl, I think that also adds like when being a single girl child, like of course in general girl children are protected a lot more. So this is like single child plus a girl child. So this was a little more protection which I noticed. Uh, yeah, I think that's mostly the fine line. But I don't know. Like, have you been one of the rebellious kids, or have you been, the kid who is like, oh, I'm a good kid.
No, I think for me that comes in phases. I think till my engineering when I was in Gulbarga, so I was a very good kid. Like, see, out of the three, also
Same.
I was the someone who actually studied little more, or I was little more
Mm,
studious compared to my brother and my sister. So that also added a lot of expectations on me, which I couldn't handle much. I think because
mm,
yeah, that did not impact my scores to be very honest. But I
mm.
think for till I did my engineering, I was very studious. Post my
Okay.
engineering, there is a new phase of me which is completely rebellious. Now I am like, if you say me something to do, I'll try and do ulta of that.
You say
So
A,
they kind,
you want to say Z.
yeah, yeah. So I'm very rebellious, like post my engineering era.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think in my house in general, my brother is a rebel. So he has been a rebel.
Oh.
He always wanted to do certain things. But at the same time, I think it's sad in a way where he is the oldest child, right? So I
Mm,
feel what responsibilities he gets, what responsibility he gets to take, I
mm.
don't really get that. So I do not have that on my shoulders. So that's why I am little lucky also. So that's the balance is not equal is what I feel when you have siblings. So for example,
Mm,
you are the
mm.
only one, like I get the whole attention comes to you at the same time, everything comes on top of you.
Yes,
You are
yes.
the only kid, you have to do everything. Now, when
Mm,
I'm staying alone, I am taking my own responsibility. Before, I was like,
mm,
somebody else take my responsibilities, also, I am fine. So, when I was staying with group of people, if something broke, I will wait for them to fix it. Now, I am doing it on my own. But
ah,
for my brother, in our home, he has to
mm,
do it because there
correct.
is a lot of expectations from the society. So, with growing up with siblings, this is one advantage. You can
Mm.
come after. I am like the police in the films. After the murder is done,
Over
hero has
everything
fought
is done.
everything. I'll come at the end saying, "Oh, what happened? How can I help?" And also, I'm like
Yeah.
that police. So
Uh,
it might not be the case everywhere. Some houses, the dynamics might change. The younger one might be the more responsible. I am still responsible, but I don't need to take all the responsibilities at a time. It was I feel because we
mm,
have three people. Because I have an elder brother, I'm being the youngest. I don't feel I should take that responsibility sometimes.
correct.
It'll figure out if I actually take a step back is what I feel. I'm not sure everybody had that leisure. I don't think so. You have that what they call you have that
Choice,
I
pretty
don't
much.
know
Sometimes.
choice. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wanted to use a little more fancy word. It did not come to my head. So you do not have that option or choice because
Yes.
right, like how do you feel about that?
As in, I think when I was in college, up to college, I didn't realize that at all. Because, as I said, when I was pampered to such an extent, I could turn off my brain and I would still be fine. So you're saying, right? Someone else looking after, I'm okay. So that used to be the case. So I didn't realize it till I started work, where I realized, oh, responsibilities will be a part of only my life. So because even when I speak to you, right, you will be like, "Yeah, I can't deal with it. My brother or sister will handle that." So I don't have that, especially with like it gets lonely sometimes because you're like, one is, of course, it's like while we are growing up, our parents are also getting older. So with
Yeah.
that, irrespective of whether they need my help or not, it's like that responsibility automatically comes to your mind without you having to think about it. So especially like I think I have already mentioned in one of the previous this thing where I wanted to live alone and all of those things. So I cannot just take a decision, okay, I want to go live by myself. I can't just think because indirectly it'll be like, oh, it'll be like I'm leaving them alone. There's no one else for them to, be there for them or anything like that. So a lot of the times I'm like, okay, let me not do this because it'll cause trouble to them and stuff like that. So again, it's small things also. It'll be like, for example, with technology. Of course, all parents will come to their children. So one some small things which I've noticed is if you have siblings, you have two or three people in the house who know stuff related to the technology, like something, sending messages or sending some screenshots or uploading some files, such small things. And if you're busy, you could just say, go ask him or her. I
Mm.
can't do that. Even if I'm busy, I have to be like, okay, I have to remember to do that. Or ordering something online. Sometimes, like now they know I don't have to involve. But some things, it's like no matter what, I have to give up on my work to be able to get that done. Because if not, they'll keep on asking me, and I can't do anything beyond getting it done. So again, it's no complaints because of course technology it's tough for like older people to learn so late in life. So I understand, but these are some small things. Like I'm not able to remember big examples in any way as such. Uh, but yeah, I think that's where even along with that responsibility, loneliness is a lot because it's like small things which I remember even now when I was a kid. I'm scolded by my parents, for example.
Mm.
I can't tell that to anyone. I have to just sit alone. And if it's a very, like I was scolded badly, I have to just sit alone, cry by myself, and I'm done. Or I have to be like, oh, I did this mentally. I have to, be annoyed with them, whatever. And
Correct.
yeah, anything. It's not that you have someone to be like, see, they did this. And usually I feel, I don't know if it's always the case. You can tell me if it's true. But it's like when you have a sibling, you'll be like, see, they did this. And the other person will be like, yeah, they did this to me also. It is so pissing off or something. You can just
Mm.
gossip about
Yeah.
it and eventually you'll forget about it. But for me, I think that's where the overthinking also came in. Maybe, I don't know.
Mm.
It's
Mm.
constantly there. Anything and everything,
Correct.
there's no way to actually talk it out loud.
Correct.
So it's in the mind. So at this point, everyone who knows me know I overthink like crazy. So maybe this is the beginning. In when I was a kid, it
Yeah, I
started out
think
from there.
yeah, this
Yeah.
can happen. And I get the point where me and my sister do that. So we do not, even now, when we do not agree to what my mother is telling, we kind of tell her. But my
Mm.
mother, like, she is 65. I don't think so.
Yeah.
She will change her way of thinking to a certain extent.
Mm.
Like, she is like what she is now. What she believes is not. I don't think so. We can change a lot. Then me and my sister will get on a separate call to just say, hey, ಏನ್ ನಾವೇನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ ಅದೇನು ವರ್ಕೌಟ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಬಿಡಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳೋದ್ ಬೇಡ. We kind of do that.
Yeah.
But again, I think loneliness can even come in with siblings also to a certain extent
Yes.
because,
Yeah.
like, it, I think it depends also on how closely you grow up. Like, me and
Correct.
my brother has a 7 years gap, so I don't think so we are very comfortable talking about everything. Me and my sister do talk about certain things, but again, there are things, right, when they say, like, you grow up like friends.
Mm.
Two brothers and sister grow up like friends. If that is the thing, maybe that is very, very easy to talk. But as you grow up, I think a lot of loneliness comes to you when you are younger because you do not have that option. But for siblings, I think with us, as we get older, the natural loneliness which comes to everybody comes in, because with young, we have people, we do have these things happening. But as
Correct.
you get
Yeah.
older, like, there are certain topics which you could talk and which you are not talk. But at the same time, I want to bring in this angle where I think, not me maybe, but with siblings also, the one biggest problem is the attention of parents. It's
Yeah.
not like they're not able to do it. It's not like they're not, but I feel it is the case where it is not divided. I think that could bring in some kind of um,
Correct.
like insecurity or something with people. I think, me being the youngest one, I'm little lucky because since we come last, we have little more attention compared to one. But I think this would impact a lot more with respect to the first child, especially when he comes. I think it's always difficult for the oldest child because you are the
Expectations.
only one. Then you have to share your parents with your sister, with your
Yeah.
brother. Like, you have to do that sharing. And then as you get older also, I think it's not the error of parents, or it's not the fault of parents, but somewhere it gets that the oldest child gets little ignored. That's when they start acting out, and then they become little naughty. They do things to get the attention. I think this is a problem when we have siblings. So you do
Mm.
not get undivided attention like you get when you
Yes,
are an
yes,
oldie child. Like,
for
that
sure.
could turn into again protection and not just thing. But I think this also is a problem for us when we are growing up. So it's like, you're not having 100% attention. You're not. not all your problems are being heard equally. Like you're not getting that kind of attention what you get as a single child.
No, in fact, I wanted to ask because this is something I watch in movies most of the time. But expectations and the competition between siblings is a lot, right? Like
Yes.
it's like your
Yeah.
sister is or your
Oh
brother
yeah.
is so much better than you. That's the worst possible comparison that could happen, but I
Correct,
think that
correct,
happens
correct.
very normally. Yeah.
I think comparison, yes, is very true, but in my house, it was not that much of a case because, like I said, I was kind of studious among the three.
Hmm.
My sister picked up a lot later. She became the degree topper and a lot later. By then,
Oh.
so I was a
Hmm.
lot more studious in compared to other three. So the
Hmm.
comparison, but I think for my brother, it would be a case where it gets compared.
Yes. Yeah.
I think he gets a lot more impacted with the comparison, but yes, the comparison is a thing. So it's always like he could do, why couldn't you do? But I don't. We do not have it as bad as for me. Again, my mother compared with me with other people. So it was not just within the siblings, it was with my friends or it was my neighbor or something, which was always a cause of fight in my house. But like in movies, they show,
Everyone's
right?
does.
The youngest child is very like has achieved something means they'll use him as an example for the older child and then it
Yeah.
turns into a but it was not that bad in my house but do yeah comparison was always there. I think
Yeah.
if I was only child also my mom would have compared. I was the only kid also in my whole world. My mom would have told, you see in Jupiter that guy is doing so well, in Earth you are not doing. My mom could have compared that also. My mom was a master
No, no,
comparator.
I think that's in
I'm teaching.
general Indian parents do that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about other parents because I have no clue. But I think comparison is normal. Sometimes it affects well, sometimes it affects badly to certain kids. We don't know how kids take it. But,
No, back
okay,
then they
that's
did
nice.
not consider impacting and all. They are like kids ko kuch nahi hota. The whole
I'm
mental
saying from our
health for kids came
perspective.
in now. Yeah, yeah, no, no.
Yeah,
Mental health for kids came in now. Back then they were like, eh, kuch nahi hota. I
yeah.
see this one very funny meme where a lady, she says, hey, मेरे पति मुझसे प्यार नहीं करता, बच्चों को पीट देती हूँ. ओ मेरा पति मेरे खाने के बारे में अच्छा नहीं बोलता, बच्चों को पीट देती हूँ. मैं आज कुछ बैठ बैठ के बोर हो रही हूँ बच्चों. So that was the thing back then, right? Anything doesn't work in your house, you kind of
Yeah.
hit the kids. But were you beaten? Did you ever get a beating from your parents? Like
Yes.
who? Because I have a very interesting story with the beating thing. But yeah,
Okay.
let's start with you.
As
As a
in,
single child,
as a single child, I think, first of all, irrespective of that, I was beaten till I was eighth grade. Eighth? No, sixth maybe. Yeah. After sixth, my mom
beaten
never hit
ಅಂದ್ರೆ
me.
ಕಾವೇರಿ ಪುಟ್ಟ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಟುಕ್ ಅಂತಿದ್ರ or
No,
they were
fatta.
beating properly? Who
Proper
used
only.
to beat more?
Sorry?
Who used to beat? Who,
No,
mother or
only my
father?
mom
Who
used to
bet?
hit. My dad never
Acha.
hit me. Except that one scenario which I've already spoken. Please watch that episode. I'll link it. But
Which episode? Even we have to tell which episode also for them to
no, no,
watch,
I don't know the
no?
name. It was the horror stories. Did I
Ah,
spook you?
correct, correct,
That one.
correct.
Yes. Yeah. But I think till sixth or seventh, I'm not sure, but till then she used to hit me a lot. And yeah, that is where, like linking to the previous this thing, I don't know if that has ever happened and all. But in general, as you said, if they're angry with something, that anger comes out on the kids. So I was the only kid. So only I would get everything. There was no division.
Correct, correct,
Yeah.
correct.
So that is also one reason I wanted siblings, just so that the other person will get hit them more than just me.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
No,
I
but that
think,
is true, right? It gets
yeah.
divided among people if there are
Yeah.
more people you
Let's
could hit.
know. Yeah, I want to know your interesting story.
No, basically, my brother was beaten very badly. Like, as in, I don't want to sound it like, oh, it was like a film, like, but he got proper, but he was also a kid who kind of you feel like you should give you. He was a very mischievous kid. He was not somebody who would listen and all. And like my father used to tell me before going to hotel, saying,
Hmm.
you if he doesn't study, you call me.
Hmm. Okay.
So I'll come and take care. And it was
Hmm.
not the regular case. But
Okay.
I used to blackmail sitting next to the phone saying, I will call and all. So my brother used to study and not study and all. It's a kid's thing, right? Sometimes
Yeah,
they
yeah.
study, sometimes they don't study and all. So once I remember I did call my father saying, on Otta illa bani.
Oh my
And
God.
I think my father was not in the greatest mood. He
Okay.
came taking a stick on the way, and he has given left, right, and center to him. And then he came to me also said, if you don't study, I'll give it to you also. So
Oh my
he was
God.
like, but yeah, my brother took the revenge for so many days after that. The moment my father left, he came and hit me also. Like he gave whatever he got, he transferred it on to me also. But I
Yeah.
think my brother was beaten the most. I think
Yeah.
my sister almost never, maybe for my mother or father, I had beaten her properly. Chutney I made. But I also have gotten, I think my father beat me only once, is what I remember. But my mother used to throw dabbas and all me, because
Oh,
I
you.
don't used to listen. She used to throw the big dabbas on towards me and all. But yeah, I think it is divided. But I think still in my home, my brother got the most, because see, for my brother, I think if he was 12 years,
Hmm.
sister, like normally girl child, they normally don't hit. And
Hmm.
if he was 12 years, I was 4 years, or 5 years. So in
Hmm.
comparison, he will be the only one who is getting. So if your siblings are
Correct.
very closer to you, then the
Ah,
possibility of division happens. But
correct.
or else it's like the elder child only gets all the beating. So he gets
Correct.
compared with the society. He gets
Hmm.
beaten up in the house. He has
Yeah,
to take
sad.
all the responsibility of everybody. So yeah,
Yeah.
saying this, I'm feeling little guilty, but yeah.
No, in fact, my dad also was telling. So he is the younger son. So there are four siblings, and he had an older brother. So he used to tell, like now, recently, as in like after I got older, and I was not being hit by my parents for anything. At that point, he was telling. So when I was a kid, no, nicely, I used to, if I made some mistake, I would run away. And then my brother used to get hit for everything he was telling. I was like, why didn't you let me go through this? I would have also run away. You didn't let me run away, I was telling. So
No, but
yeah.
I think back then they used to have 18 kids and all. So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
could hit anybody, because
Anyone,
somebody
it's
will be
okay.
in
Come,
the
come.
home. No, somebody will do something and run away from outside. The parent enter, the other kid will be sitting silently. The hope they'll come and hit him. Like, he's like, what did I do? They will be like, not this time. Next time we will do. Next time we will hit him.
That's where
Because
you
there used
got
to be
nervous.
so many kids back then. I think whatever we have talked till now, I think it gets amplified if you go a generation before, because
Yeah,
we are three siblings. You are only child. Back then it was 8, 10 siblings. There is no attention, nothing for the one of
nothing.
the
Yeah.
two child. So yeah, I think while going out also they would have forgotten them, because there are so many kids whom all we will take.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. Yeah. No, in
Did
fact,
you ever miss fighting?
huh?
As a child, did you ever miss fighting? Do you like? Did you see people fighting and like you feel, oh, what is that feeling? I'm not. I don't know how to feel that. Did you ever feel like that?
No, as
As in,
in,
did you ever physically fight with anybody?
no, never.
Do you feel it would be
I think
fun
that
to
has
do it?
come to me after I'm an adult. I never missed when I was a kid.
Ah.
That's where now I want to learn martial arts, that arts, this arts, probably because of satisfying those.
No, no, don't go hitting on people on the street saying, why I miss fighting. Come, let's fight. Let's not
Uh,
go
that much
with
diarrhea I
that.
don't have. But yeah, yeah. Is that fun? Like, I want to know.
No, it's fun till it is fun, and the moment it is not, it is not. I don't know how else to tell it, because
Okay.
it can go from being fun. My mom could sense it.
Okay.
We are fighting, we are just pulling each other, we are doing something. My
And
mom
he used
could
to be
sense it.
fine.
It'll go in a minute, it'll go very fast, and somebody will cry, and it'll become very big.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it is fun till it is fun. So I used to tease my sister. My sister also was very cunning. Okay, so for example, if they have given two chocolates, they'll give one chocolate to me, one chocolate to my sister. My
Hmm.
sister is like sleep. I am like, oh, chocolate banta taka taka taka, I'll eat off. My sister will save it. She will wait for me to till I
This is
finish
one
it.
problem
Then
with
she
younger
comes out.
siblings. I've heard. Yeah, yeah.
She'll come out. She'll take the chocolate like this. She'll show it like this. She'll do that. Then she'll take one piece. Then I'll come attack and take her chocolate also and eat.
You're
So
the problem
then
here.
she will. Oh please. She
You're
should
the
eat
problem.
when the kid is eating. No,
It's her
she
choice.
she
It's
wants
her
to save
chocolate,
it so
not
that she
yours.
wants to burn me later. Huh?
It's her
What?
chocolate, not yours. She can eat whenever.
Correct. This works when you're an adult. Kid and all, it will not work. Oh. I think she always do this, and I am so happy that her daughter also does this. So I
Hmm.
can see her in my her daughter, And her son does the same thing what I do. He snatches and eats it. So, but this is the thing with siblings, no? Like she still used to show it like this. She used to do all this natak and all. Then she eat one piece and all. So yeah, like fighting. Me and my brother used to do WWE and all without actually doing WWE. Our normal fights were WWE.
Wow, very nice. So in fact, actually, there was this one show. Okay, it was some bhai or something. It was a small clip of that show, which I don't know, it stuck to me. So basically, he's a paranormal investigator. Like backstory and all not
Yeah.
needed,
Yeah.
but basically in that, so he does this investigation. Some mother would have called him. And
Mm.
she's like, why are you doing all this? This is unsafe. Like, you don't know. You need to say, like, be safe. This is not safe. All of those she was telling. And then he's like, no, no, I'm okay. All of that. Then she says, you're my only son. Maybe if I had other kids, it would have been okay. I don't think that's a normal statement for anyone to say.
No, but
Is this normal?
no, but this is something in general I have heard other people using. I don't see the parent using it that way, but
Okay.
other people will say in general saying, "Oh, at least if they have multiple kids, it's okay. It's the only child when
Yeah.
the child is taking a risk." For me also, it comes like, what the fuck? Like
Yeah,
three
they're
kids
human
means one
beings.
can die, yeah?
Yeah, that's
One can
what.
do anything in India, like yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is not normal. But as a parent, I don't think so. Any parent would say this. Oh, you're my third child. It's okay. I have the other two. I don't think so. Any parent will say that. But I
Yeah.
think it's a generic statement what other people have used. I have seen that other people are
So
using it.
you've also heard people use that, like
Yeah.
pointing to
I think
you and
it's a common thing what
oh,
people use. Hey, you are the only child, man. Be careful. They say. I was like, irrespective of that, be careful would be a nice thing to say. But
correct.
yeah, you're the only child. Be careful is something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. What do you miss the most? Like, why do you want like if you give given an opportunity, would you have siblings? How many siblings would you have wanted? What is your take if you wanted to switch life?
Now I think I don't know why, but I always wanted an older brother. I
Yeah.
don't know why. I've always wanted that because I feel like okay, at that point, like how I was a kid, no. Now as an adult, I could switch off my brain and I wouldn't have to worry about stuff. Like not 24/7 of course, but at least I would have those periods of moments where I could switch off my brain. And I don't know. I'm like, okay, that brother will be like, I'll handle stuff. I hope he would have been that kind of a brother if he existed also, not the rebellious kid. But yeah, and that support system where you could just talk about stuff and I don't know, this is one thing I also felt the need for friends in my life is a lot higher because I don't have siblings, because
Mm,
only a friend could actually maybe get close to a sibling, which uh I don't know if yes, no, all that I don't know, but I feel like okay, I need more friends because I don't have siblings. But yeah, older brother, maybe in another lifetime.
mm.
What about
For
you?
me also, I think no, I already have that support system. What you talk,
Yes,
even
yes,
though
of
we
course.
fight a lot, and my
Yeah.
brother sometimes boils my blood and all, but I think he has also been one who had given me my all the phones. So he kind of takes a new one. I take his phone, older phone,
Hmm.
and I have always been taking what all his stuff and making that face and all. Then I
Yeah.
normally get it. So I have always been getting it, and also I think I also grew up a lot with my cousins also. So my
Hmm.
mother every holiday she used to take us to Kundapura, our house, and all my cousins used to come. So I always have grown up around people. So there have been a lot of people whom I can go. But as you get older, it doesn't remain the same where you do not get
Right.
the same thing. But I think still there is a little bit of a support system in place
Hmm.
with respect to cousins also with this also. But I did have a lot of single child mentality growing up in terms of I did not like sharing stuff. I did not take any major responsibilities and a lot of things. I'm like single, not in a negative way to single child, because when you're a kid, I don't think so you need to do a lot of things. As I
Uh-huh.
grew up also, I think since I have other people, I did not get a lot of burn of what how it feels to take responsibilities, how it is to have a lot of expectations with respect to family and all. But yeah, I think I kind of like the siblings understanding. Only drawback is you have to ನೀನ್ ಆಸ್ತಿನ ನೀನು ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ, ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದ ಕೇಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಯು. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಶೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ, ಲೈಕ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಶೇರ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್
I'm
ವಾಟ್ ವಿ
going
ಹ್ಯಾವ್.
to ask that
Exactly,
last
that is the
question.
only
How does
drawback.
it feel?
Yeah,
Nice.
that's
Yeah.
the only drawback I have with respect to having siblings, where you have to share your property, which is not
Yeah.
the case with you.
Yeah.
Everything what you have is yours. But yeah, I think that is something which is manageable. Yeah,
Yeah.
that
So
was
that was
it,
it.
guys. Like,
Siblings versus
yeah.
single child.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are your thoughts? Are you a sibling? Okay. I am not stopping myself from telling all the regular dialogues, expecting the comments coming from you. It's up to you what you want to do. But yeah,
No, no. Actually,
you
please
are you
comment. Have you noticed like one of your friends have siblings and you're a single child? You notice these differences? Do you relate with us if you are a single
also
child or with siblings? Yeah.
also do you think did we miss any important topic about being a
Yes.
single child versus the sibling? Anything which you feel you
Yes.
could add, or anything which you feel is more important? Do let
Yes.
us know, and do subscribe. We do have
Like, please.
156 subscribers. We are really thank you for all the
Yeah,
people who
thank
have
you for
subscribed.
that.
Do subscribe, do share with other your siblings probably. Do share it, and do
Yes.
tell what you feel. Do tell
Yes.
us your opinions.
And if you
So
really
until
want us to talk about some topics, please mention that as well. Maybe you are interested in some topics which we have not spoken. Please mention at least that if you're still not
yes.
interested in this episode.
And if you want to talk with us also, please tell. We
Come,
can
yeah,
make that
yeah,
also possible.
yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So
So
that was
until
today's
next time.
episode. Thank you for watching. I hope you're here to watch the rest of the video. Let's see.
Yes, yes. When you are here, comment at
Comment.
this point you are there. Yeah.
Yes.
Boy, boy.
Bye bye.